Welcome back, schoolgirls. How we doing? Time to read some more poetry. And Natsuki. ... Bar? Lysander, if you're not gonna take this club seriously, then go home. Well, Nani? Harsh. What, do you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. What? Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. I didn't put any cute words in here. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. What? I like how the music completely drops out here. Actually, yeah, I do think it's a little stupid. Well, no. No. It's okay. Yeah, I told you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. Sorry, that poem does not appeal to me. I get the punchline. But the other nice things about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. No, not really. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Monica. I just remembered what voice I used for her last time I recorded. Hi, Lysander. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I will keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Why does she do that? Stop doing that. Don't worry, Lysander. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Lysander. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who likes using simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, Yuri likes it when readers are left to derive their own meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it just by feel, or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuance. It can take years of practice, which I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really asked, though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. Wink, wink, hint, hint. I'm sure I will end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Oh. Ah ha ha. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's 'cause I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? Are her poems basically going to be about that, like, image versus how she feels inside and shit like that? The pressure of having to perform? I see. Well, let's read it then. Okay. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. I'm curious to hear her explanation. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. Oh, it's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. That's how I would do it. When performed out loud, that can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. There's some sort of, I don't know, I get the implication it's just some traumatic experience in the background involving a male of some sort, but I can't make as much head or tail of it as I would like to. It's interesting, though. I wish I could analyze it better, but some poems like that I have more trouble than others. I guess understanding them? Like, Yuri's poem actually made a lot of sense to me, like I just grasped it naturally, but hers is harder. The imagery is more, I guess, it's more like an abstract metaphor, I guess, if that makes sense. And Yuri's is more symbolism. I guess maybe I don't understand metaphor as well as I understand symbolism. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, so she just basically dodged our question there, which would speak to it being some sort of event. Here is Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Yet Dean Koontz referred to that process as holding your nose and writing. And sometimes sometimes you just hold your nose and get past the terrible smell of what you're writing and how horrible it is and just progress. Stephen King, of course, talks about similar things like taping himself to a chair, you know, whatever you have to do. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Typically when I write, I tend to try and be as what's the best way to put this? I try to be as not present in mind as possible when I write my first draft. I'll listen to music that's sort of almost like hypnotic. I'll keep the room dark, and I'll basically just write, almost like not quite stream of consciousness, because what I do before I write is I have the entire like chapter basically planned out in my head. I know exactly what's going to happen. But when I start writing, because my mind just kind of drifts away and I'm just writing like stream of consciousness, it can change a little as it goes, and specific words I haven't planned out. And sometimes I'll have a specific sentence planned out or something, you know, I'll have a skeleton, but I won't have the specifics, and the specifics get filled in. And then I go back and I read it again later, and I'm like, okay, this was crap, let's retry this. This is what I was trying to say here, let's rewrite that. So in my second draft, I refine. But it's a good way to get past that writer's block, because I don't really get stuck on much, because I'm not really actively focusing as much as I could on it. I get stuck when I go back and do the draft again. Thanks for listening. Phew, I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. Nah, that's just anxiety. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. It is interesting, you know, this is how poetry works, writing in general works. Some people just can't identify with certain styles. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Jesus. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Lysander did too. So based on that, I'd gladly give you some suggestions of my own. Gosh. First of all, excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. Lysander liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Shit. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Lysander appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one who's boo- I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Lysander started showing up. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Lysander, She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Lysander. Wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Lysander? Well? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing. But whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course that's going to be... If this were real life, I would be diplomatic. I would say there are many varieties of writing and many different stylistic choices you can make. Some people will identify with each one. Some people cannot identify with Yuri's style, and some people can't identify with Natsuki's style, and that's okay. That's the point of having your own fucking style. If you all had the same style, there would be no point to writing at all. But I gotta get on her good side. Natsuki, you're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. It's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. I understand. Yuri. You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. Well, But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. Well, that was relatively diplomatic. I didn't notice that I'm sorry. Oh. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenched her fist. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to... You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem up from the desk and storms out. In all fairness, we talked about in recent episodes about how personal this can all be, and how writing is basically like exposing yourself to other people. And, you know, what if you expose yourself to someone and they're just like, well, it's okay, I guess. You know? You get your pride wrapped up in it. It's understandable. On her way, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Aww. Natsuki. She really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Everything all right? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri. How can anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I mean, you know, you did say that she was intentionally trying to make everything cute to stand out. That was pretty mean. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Lysander, you're too kind. I'm thankful to have you as part of the club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, you know, I would never do anything so shameful. So... What thing did Natsuki say? Well, never mind that. I'm gonna go make some tea. Ah, good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Her boobs magically got bigger when we joined the club. Oh, oh shit. That's so funny. I'm dying. I guess she's stuffing her bra or something. Okay, everyone. It's about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. Oh, I guess she came back? It was alright. Well, mostly. Lysander, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. Maybe you learn something from your friends, too. So your poems will turn out even better. ... I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kind of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. Hint, hint, wink, wink. I nod to myself with newfound determination. I'm going to date one of these ladies. Lysander, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. Does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't hate them. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I can see why they'd make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Lysander, it's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club. But I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. She's so sweet. And I think everyone really likes you, too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught on to the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? We'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. Pat her on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay. Yeah, let's do this. Oh my gosh. I guess let's go uber dark. Suicide. Incongruent. Infallible. Frightening. Unrestrained. I don't know. Wrath. Disoriented. Essence. Eternity. Vivacious. Depression. I don't know. Parfait. I don't know. Disarray. Starscape. Universe. Existence. I kind of wish there was like an ad-lib poem thing that you could make. That'd be a lot more cool, in my opinion. Like, I'm just picking words, you know? I'd love to do more than just pick words. There you go. I'm sure that will please the lady. Time for the club meeting already. But we'll do that club meeting next time. See you then.